Let's do this.
Okay, so from the airport to the Alpine, Colorado Trail, segments 6 through 11, starting at Kenosha Pass. But everything here is kind of like we did 1 through 5. You get to the airport, you land on the A, B, or C concourse. You want to get to the main terminal. The details of that are, back in the first series of videos. It's real simple. You take the train or walk on a people bridge and get to the baggage claim and get your gear. Head down, outside and down to the train station. Take the A-line train to downtown Union Station. And this time, instead of going anywhere else, you're just going to be looking for the bus staying. So segments 6 through 11 are pretty simple. Airport, train to Union Station, bus staying from Union Station. It's going to be like Pine Junction. It's going to be Fairplay. And then from there's going to be a few other things, but we'll get into those each little segment that comes along. So here we go, segment 6 through 11, Colorado Trail. And then of course you want to get the apps for like RTD,
Right.
bus staying, the stage stop free bus service, all of these places that you're going to have any kind of to-dos with. The apps are going to be so important to already have on your phone because they have so much information. You can buy your tickets on there. You can
Right.
see where the bus is, where the train is, what time the next one is. Just all the information is right there in the palm of your hand. You don't need to go anywhere. It's so easy. It's so simple. But other than that, the shuttlers, you want to...
Well, like we said in the first video, is to give people a heads up, call in
Right.
advance. Inquire. Some people might not be available. Just
Right.
check their schedule and
Well, it's...
and
we can attest to that already.
Right.
It's early in the season. It's not even July yet, and we've had multiple contacts.
right. Yeah, it's been busy.
We're on the shuttler list. We've had multiple
Yeah.
contacts already of people like, we're starting, and we're like, wow.
Yeah.
People are
so-
going early this year, so give people lots of time planning
Right.
wise.
Yeah, and have their numbers handy when you're on trail.
Yeah.
And something you mentioned last time that I didn't think about was if you have the Garmin,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually contact, which that was a plan I had. I didn't have to use it, but to contact them
Yeah,
through the Garmin.
yeah.
If
And that's something you can do before you leave the house, kind of like you did.
Mm-hmm.
You already knew all these contacts. You talked to everybody, and we could keep their numbers in the Garmin.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like you don't have to go looking for anything. It's already there. So that worked out really well for us.
and again, we talked about this a little bit due to gas prices this year.
Yeah.
Some people do say up front that they would like, a fee because maybe they're driving a distance. But even if they don't, because of gas prices, I would offer a donation of some
Definitely.
sort, just because.
Especially the further out you're going.
Right.
It's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And mountain driving versus town driving,
Good point, right. Yeah.
You can really take some gas out of your car quickly.
Yeah. So just thinking about those factors before you hit the trail.
Right. And then I think it's really important to support small businesses in these communities.
Right.
So if you're going into town, using the bus services, because you will. If you're nearby, a coffee shop or something, get a coffee, support the community,
Right.
because like where you have the free bus services, that's all tax dollar paid service. So, it's not free because they just want to be nice. I mean, they do, but the money's coming from somewhere, and it's tax dollars. So, support the local companies, support the local community. If you're in any of these little areas, these small towns, it really helps out a lot.
if you're
It
looking-
keeps the services running.
Right. Yeah, it does. So
So-
if you're looking to get something to eat, there's little
Oh,
local
yeah.
restaurants and things.
Right.
In some cases that might be what you have, but just it's
I know when we were on the Colorado Trail, all the small towns we stopped at, we always looked for the small mom and pop shops and
Right.
anything we could, and actually enjoyed that because there was a lot of feedback on a lot of people come to these places, and you get a lot of trail talk.
Right. Yeah.
You
You're
know,
right.
the trail is like this right now, or local weather, You just talk to the people, you know, next thing you know, you get all kinds of information. So support the local communities. If we seem a little distracted, both our dogs are running around, so we're kind of making
keep
sure
watching
they're
them.
not doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Not that they're mischievous or anything.
Well, it's a little breezy, and Mia gets nervous with
Yeah.
breezy, so picked her up.
Oh, Lord.
Laney's good.
They're chihuahuas. What do you want to say? So anyway, here we go. Segment 6. You're going to get from DIA to Kenosha Pass. And, you know, one of the things I love to say about Kenosha Pass, you've done segment 1 through 5 already, you know, and that's kind of the foothills. You don't really feel like you've traveled all that far from the Denver area. But when you get to segment 6, now you're looking at going up and over Georgia Pass, and on the backside you're going to have Breckenridge, Frisco, Silverthorne, and points south of there. We like to always say that this is graduation. You know, this is your rite of passage to go up and over Georgia Pass. Your really first big challenge of the trail, if you want to say that. But it's also exciting. Your first time above tree line. I mean, it's a really beautiful pass, but it's not really a hard pass.
No,
You know,
it's
it's just a great rite of passage. So Georgia Pass, thumbs up, love the place. But anyway, from DIA, we're going to take the train downtown to Union Station, and then you're going to head downstairs. You're going to get on the Mustang bus. It's the Outrider Crested Butte bus, and that's going to take you to Pine Junction or Fairplay. Pine Junction $6, Fairplay $14. And from there, this is where you need to get a Uber, or you could hitch, but you know, our thing is just call a CT Shuttler. It's the best thing. They know exactly who you are, where you want to go, and what you need. So the CT Shuttler from either Pine Junction or Fairplay is going to get you back over to Kenosha Pass, and man, the adventure begins there. It really does. I mean, the first 5 sections are nice, but there's just something about segment 6 and that graduation of going over Georgia Pass, and you really feel like, all right, I can do this. I've got my trail legs. You know, I've got several days in me, and I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to really get on this trail and just move on. And you know, as you'll see in the next segment, once you know, do segment 6, you're going to be in Frisco and Breckenridge, and you're going to have all the services available to you again. So maybe you need a pack shakedown or something.
Oh, right. It's a great time.
Maybe there's something you don't feel like you need anymore.
Right.
You can send that home. Or maybe there's something you feel like you do need. You want to switch out some gear. It's just not working for you. This is a great place to do it. Once you drop down into Frisco and Breckenridge, and you've got everything you need. The free stage stop bus is right there at the end of segment 6.
Right.
So you can go to Breckenridge, Frisco, and all the other areas in that general vicinity, and everything's available to you. I think the dogs are about to do something wrong. Well, they just shot off the deck, and they were kind of growling.
Watching Lainey. She's been creeping over there.
I think the neighbors are out, and
I think the neighbor pups are out.
the neighbor dogs are out, and they're about to go have a discussion at the fence. So anyway, we'll get going on this some more. These guys are hilarious. And now that we're at the end of segment 6 and about to start segment 7, this is a really good time to talk about something we did. We did the slack pack.
Some people don't like to, but to me it was great. It was a
great experience, and it was kind of like a relaxation point.
It was.
You know, you just did the first 5 segments.
Or 6.
No fly zone.
For 6 segments?
Yeah,
the airplanes?
Airplane. Go away. Yeah, you did the first 6 segments, you know, and this is like, yeah, you graduated, you went over Georgia Pass, but now you're kind of back in an area where you have all your services available to you again, and you can kind of relax a little bit and think about what you just did. You know, you just did 100 miles on the Colorado Trail. That's awesome. Um, but now it's like you said, you know, you can do a gear shakedown if you have to. I'm still looking at the dogs.
I'm watching the dogs.
Um, You know, and we got a hotel in Frisco using the free bus service once again. You know, it's so easy to get around that area. And, you know, there was a bus stop real close to our hotel. And we got it for the night, and we thought, you know what, let's do 2 nights. So we got the hotel, we dropped all our gear in the room, we got kind of cleaned up, you know. There was a Whole Foods real close. So we went over there and got a lot of food. The poor guy at the register was like, "Oh, you guys are hungry."
Yeah, it was a lot.
And then the bus transfer center is all right there in the area, you know, which is really cool, and that comes into play here. So, you know, say you want to skip 1 through 6 and you want to start at 7,
Right.
you know, the bus staying is going to be dropping you off in this business district where you have everything you need. But we got a hotel, and you know, the next morning we took the free bus to Copper Mountain, and then we hiked back to Frisco,
Right.
and then got on the free bus once
It was
again,
nice.
back to the hotel, got all cleaned up, back over to Whole Foods. I've probably the same cashier going, "My God, you guys are really hungry."
It was nice. It was a great option, and there were so many things, little things. I think I didn't have. So I didn't have lip balm with SPF, and you know, my lips can get really burnt, and so that's something we picked up, and I hadn't thought about that. So an opportunity to reassess. Oh, I didn't grab that. I had some
Right.
lip balm, but I wanted something that protected.
Well, we just had all these places around us, you know,
Right.
and it's just a great time to evaluate your gear.
Right. It was a great point.
But you know, segment 7 is beautiful.
It
and
is.
and
It
and in
is.
my opinion, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, the very first serious challenge on the Colorado Trail. And of course, we went backwards.
We did the.
But
yeah.
you know, up and over Peak 10 there, from Copper Mountain, that's a climb.
It was a climb. Yeah.
That's just straight up. There were no switchbacks. We just went straight up.
It was beautiful though. It was.
And then, you
beautiful
know,
segment.
I think it's a more gradual drop off going back into Frisco and Breckenridge. So that's probably the easier side. And it was really hot when
It
we
was
got
hot.
done.
So there was a burn area.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough
It
water.
was really exposed late in the day, and we didn't really plan our water right. So we were hot, we were
Thirsty.
tired, we were thirsty, and we couldn't wait to get back to the
And
hotel.
we knew we were going back, and we
Yeah.
could get
But
some food.
I think in hindsight, I would tell people to go from Frisco over to Copper.
yeah, I would too. Yeah. Instead of-
And it's the same deal. You take
Right.
the free bus
Yeah.
back over to Copper. So, you
Right.
know, it's a piece of cake when you do it that way.
yeah.
But either way, I mean, it's just a beautiful section. And your first real tough challenge, I would say. So this is a great one to slack pack,
Right.
you know, because you can leave a bulk of that gear at home or, you
At
know,
the
at the hotel.
Right.
And there's some hostels in the area too. There's lots of places you can go. But you can leave a bulk of that gear, you know, there and just slack pack this thing as a day hike and really get a sense of what's coming,
Yeah.
you know, without the heavy gear, just knowing, "Oh, I can do this," you know, and you're going to get this high, man, because you're going to get up there and you're going to be way above tree line and you're just going to be like, whoa,
It was.
this is
so,
insane.
It was
I mean,
beautiful,
this is why you're doing the Colorado Trail.
Yeah.
So slack pack in segment 7, I think, is awesome.
I would do it again.
Heck yeah. I'd
absolutely.
do it on a weekend trip. Let's go.
That's true. That's true. Good
You
point.
just get in the car and go up there
Yeah.
or take the bus or whatever.
That's
you know?
true.
There's so many ways to do these things. That's why we're doing these videos, you know, because there's so many places in Colorado that you can do this with
And-
little to no effort.
I don't think you can do the free shuttle with a dog, but
I think you can.
you can.
But you can't do the bus thing.
But you can do the free shuttle.
But the last time I looked, you could have a
sorry.
dog.
Bug on you. I'm sorry, was a bug on you?
You can have a dog. I mean, you want to go back and check with the stage stop, but the last time I saw, you could have a dog on their buses and bicycles.
And I was going to say that where we stayed, you could have a dog.
Yeah,
And
the
there's-
hotel we
right,
stayed at, you
mhm,
could definitely have a dog. So there's lots of options here.
Right. Yeah.
So,
So
all
things
right.
to keep in mind. Yeah.
Very good. Let's look at segment 7 and how to get there from the airport. So the next few segments here, 7 through 11, are actually so easy to do. I mean, it's you just don't have to put in a lot of effort. These are simple. So we're not going to go into a whole lot of detail because there's really not a lot of detail to give you here other than these are the buses and trains to take and go.
And feel free to ask questions. You know, put it in the
Oh, yeah,
comments or
definitely.
message us, and we can clarify anything that might seem a bit remotely.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I say it's easy, but we've done it.
Yeah.
So,
And you've researched pretty extensively,
Yeah, yeah.
so you've got it in your head, I think, too.
right. So anyway, segment 7 from DIA, which is Denver International Airport, to the Gold Hill Trailhead. And the Gold Hill Trailhead is kind of in between Frisco and Breckenridge on the highway there. Uh-oh.
Laney, sorry.
They're up to no good.
That's hard.
So what you're going to want to do is take the train. It's $10.50, and I believe Laney concurs. Yes, she does. Once at Union Station, you're going to look for the Mustang bus. This time it's the West Line route to Frisco, and that's $12. You can also take it's a new service, the Pegasus service, from Union Station to Frisco, and that's like, I think it's about the same, $12, $13. It's a very limited schedule. It's considered an express route because it doesn't make as many stops. If I could speak dog, it would probably not be good. But once you're at the Frisco transfer station, you make your way to the free stomach stage bus, and that will take you to Breckenridge. And this is the Gold Hill Trailhead, which is right in between Frisco and Breckenridge. And I believe if you were to look on like the bus schedule, it'll probably say Revit Drive Stop, I believe.
Oh, I
I
don't
think
know.
that's what it's called, the Revit Drive Stop. The bus driver will certainly know. There's no doubt in my mind. Just tell him I'm hiking the Colorado Trail and I want to make sure I get off at the right stop. But I'm pretty sure it's Gold Hill Trailhead at the Revit Drive intersection of the highway there. So the bus driver will understand it, and you can pay attention. There's even with like RTD, you can look at the route map and it'll say the next stop it's all the same stuff. So segment 7, pretty easy to do. And once you get to Frisco, you can make that decision. I'm just gonna hike on, or maybe you do want to slack pack it. Who knows? It's a great area to kind of just go through your gear and kind of get situated with this is what I need and don't need, or I just got off the plane, I just got to Frisco. Wow. Hopefully we'll get some rain today too.
I don't know.
But you get to Frisco and there's REI, there's all kinds of outfitters, there's Walmart, there's Target, there's whatever. You can probably find fuel in these areas.
Right.
I know fuel's hard to find this year, so I would call ahead.
I think there's been a few more people fuel posting. There's been more stores.
We're hearing from certain
stores.
people that they're actually finding fuel on the trail.
Yeah, so it might be.
As Sierra Trading Post.
In Denver.
Let's see, some of the outfitters, I think the Twin Lakes store had fuel.
Oh, right, I heard they did.
So several people are definitely finding fuel, but just go ahead and call ahead and make sure people have it. You might even ask your shuttler, do you know of anywhere to get fuel in the area? Or
Right.
If they're really nice, maybe they'll pick it up for you and you can just reimburse them, and maybe obviously add a little more for their
Right.
gas, which I think would be a really nice thing to do. But there is fuel out there. It's just call ahead and find it so you don't wind up cold soaking if you don't like that.
Yes.
So, all right, let's move on to segment 8. Okay, segment 8, and we're starting at Copper Mountain this time. So you're gonna go fly into Denver International Airport. You're gonna take the A-Line train downtown to Union Station. You're going to go downstairs and look for the Mustang bus, and we're gonna be looking for the West Line route to Frisco, which is $12. Again, it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
There's also the Pegasus bus service, which is $12, $13.
And where do you pick up the Pegasus? Where does that?
Same place.
Same
Same
place.
place.
Okay.
It's the same company. The Pegasus is considered a, I don't know, like an express route. I don't think
Okay.
it makes as many stops. You know, maybe half the stops that the other one would make. Big deal.
More limited service.
But very limited service.
Okay.
So you'd have to pay very close attention to that, where the Mustang just runs all the time. And you're going to take that to Frisco.
Okay.
And once you get to the Frisco, you're going to look for the free Summit Stage bus, which is going to be all right there. And that's going to take you over to Copper Mountain. Now, we do have a bit of advice for that. And like we remember when we did our slack pack, we kind of learned this the hard way, because we started in Copper Mountain to do our slack pack, and that bus, that first stop, you know, we thought, okay, well, we want segment 7, so it leaves you off kind of where the highway is,
Right.
and we had to walk, it's called Highway 91. We had to walk Highway 91 basically all the way to the trailhead, and it was kind of like really busy and kind of loud, obnoxious, but there was also a lot of construction going on at the time,
yeah.
so I've probably done by now, but I think just to be safer, maybe.
It felt more comfortable, I think, when we went to Copper and we walked
Yeah.
through and you said we got the coffee.
Right,
We
right.
stopped and got a coffee. Yeah.
I definitely would recommend just taking the bus for segment 8 all the way into Copper Mountain, walk through the resort, which is fun. It's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is,
unique,
right.
you know. If you've never been in a ski resort before, this will be, you know, you'll get to see one.
Yeah.
And you kind of walk through the town. There's little shops and whatnot. You can get a coffee, pick up a snack, which would be a great way to support the local community
Right.
and
Mhm.
Copper Mountain. But the trail is just right behind it, so easy access to it. And then you walk under all the ski lifts, you know, which is
Right.
kind of neat. That's something unique that you're not
Right.
gonna see in normal places. But from there, man, what a beautiful segment that is. I
It
think that's
is.
one of your favorites.
Yeah, it was 7 and 8, but I liked 8 a lot. Kokomo Pass.
You got Kokomo Pass, Searle Pass, was it? So you got
yes.
two passes real. I mean, it didn't feel like you were going climbing up and doing two.
But you were just up, and then there was the
Yeah.
wildflower, that one area with all
Oh
the
my
beautiful.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Just-
beautiful.
It
Yeah.
it almost felt like once we got up there, and this was kind of like Georgia Pass, a little steeper,
Right.
but you know, it was just a gradual climb all the way up. What are the dogs doing
I don't
now?
know, but put them in the house, and now I
Oh,
just heard
Lord.
something. I have to go check that.
But once you get up to the pass, you know, it's just so pretty up there, you know, and it felt like a high alpine shelf, and very exposed.
And
So
it was at Janet's cabin. We
yeah,
walked,
Janet's cabin.
right. It's beautiful, and
I mean,
plenty of water.
Our recommendation, you know, when it comes to this, and you've probably heard us say it before, anytime you do a pass, anytime you're above tree line, anytime you're going to be exposed for long periods in Colorado, do it early in the morning.
Which we did.
Thunderstorms can come out of nowhere in Colorado. You know, any time after 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, really. Once you get towards noon, well, you're just in the thick of it. And those storms can form overhead. Sometimes you don't even see them coming at you. They just happen. So do them early. Get them over with early. You know, and just be safe out there, because these lightning storms we have here don't always have a lot of rain. Sometimes they have hail. But the
Right.
lightning...
The lightning.
The lightning is so dangerous when you're up above tree line and exposed. So,
Right.
you know, just be careful and do the passes early in the morning. So, all right, let's look at segment 9. You know, one thing we didn't mention, kind of backtracking before we get into 9 here, is, you know, in the Frisco Copper Mountain area, sure, You don't need to call for an Uber or a shuttle or anything, because everything's done with the free bus service. You're getting dropped off at the trailhead. So
Right. Yeah,
you know, it's so simple to travel Frisco, Breckenridge, Copper Mountain. It's just so simple in that area to get
yeah.
there. You know, I mean, we're going to make future videos here about, you know, airport to the Alpine, and this is going to be one of the places we really feature, because it's that easy to fly into Denver, get up into Frisco, Breckenridge, and, you know, be able to hike a lot of different trails
Mm-hmm.
without a whole lot of effort. You know, you don't need a whole lot of help here. You can do it on your own.
Right. Yeah, it's
It's
nice.
it's so simple.
Set up really
So,
nicely. Yeah.
Here we go, segment 9. It once again, you know, you get the DIA. You're looking for the A-line train to downtown Denver Union Station, $10.50. Go downstairs, hit the bus line, the Mustang, and you're looking for the West Line to Frisco, $12. You can use the Pegasus service. Just be wary. It is limited route, limited times. And once you get to Frisco, you're going to be looking for, again, the free Summit Stage bus, this time to Lake County. I think it's called the Lake County Link. It goes to Leadville. And from Leadville now, you're going to need a CT Shuttler or an Uber. It's about 9 miles to the trailhead from Leadville. But this is also a really great area once you get there. And you get into Leadville, you know, spend some time walking around. Leadville's a great little town.
Right.
It's also a great little town to say, if this is your first start on the Colorado Trail, this is a really great place to acclimate.
I mean,
Leadville is at 10,500. This is one of the highest cities in the United States, and it's a great place to acclimate. So, you know, you get there, there's hostels, hotels, whatever you need, and just spend maybe a day or two acclimating. Because, you know, if you weren't through hiking at this point,
right.
and this is your first place, and you're coming from out of state, you're going to want to acclimate.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
And Leadville, you know, you're going to feel it when you get there. It's 10,500 feet. So, you know, give yourself a day or two to really just get used to the altitude, and you'll thank yourself later for it. You know, and Leadville's such a cool historic town. There's all kinds of places to visit, window shop, coffee shops, good food. I mean, there's just good people up there. And, you know, Leadville itself, they have open arms. They just love people to visit their town, and you'll see it when you get there, you know. And sometimes you get there and there's events. There's always events going on in Leadville, so
right, yeah.
you're not going to be bored just sitting there in some little town in the middle of nowhere. This is a fun little mountain town. But, you know, the next couple of trailheads, everything involves Leadville. So all of this is pretty much going to be the same for the next several segments. You're going to use the same things to get to Leadville, and you're going to be 8 to 10 miles from the trailhead. But this is all pretty simple, and it's just a great place. Leadville's fun.
Yeah.
It really is, you know. And Twin Lakes is not that far away from Leadville.
Right.
So it's all within the same area. And, you know, if you want to travel in the area, a CT shuttler can definitely help you out there.
And there are people have commented about using the shuttlers.
And I think a lot of people hitch in that area too.
Probably, yeah.
Because there's so many people.
Going.
And they're going all the way over to Aspen on Highway 82, because you'll go Leadville, Twin Lakes, and then you'll go up and over the pass to Aspen, Colorado. And that's a beautiful drive. Oh my gosh.
It is. We've done it. Yeah.
We've done it, and wow, just a really pretty area, and it's really exciting because you really feel like this is why I'm doing the Colorado Trail. These are the things I want to see, you know. And Leadville and Twin Lakes, you know, and these next few segments, 9, 10, 11, you're at the heart of the collegiate peaks. I mean, you're talking several, if you're a peak bagger, you got 14ers that you can, if you want to just
collegiates,
blow
yeah.
your lungs out on the first day, you can go do a 14er before you take on the rest of the Colorado Trail. I don't recommend doing it on the first day
No.
by any stretch of the
Acclimate, for sure.
imagination, because 10.5 is going to be hard enough on you.
Yeah.
But
Some thin air.
you do have some 14ers around, and you're going to see the mountains, and you're going to be like, wow, this is why I came to do this. So, all right, let's look at segment 10. All right, so segment 10 is going to be a lot like segment 9. I mean, the same things again and again and again, but it is what it is. These are the areas that you're accessing, and it's all going to be from the same place, so it's really simple to do. So here we are. You're getting the DIA, you're taking the A-line, trying downtown, Union Station.
$10.50.
$10.50. Union Station, go downstairs to the Mustang bus, the West Line route to Frisco, $12. There's also the Pegasus service from Union Station, $13, but
Limited schedule.
limited schedule. Then once you're in Frisco, you're going to look for the free Summit Stage bus, again to Lake County, and I think it's called the Lake County Link, and it's going to take you to Leadville. And from Leadville, you're going to need a CT shuttler, an Uber, or a hitch. It's 8 miles. It's not really that far. But like we said with segment 9, probably want to stay in Leadville for a day or two and acclimate.
If you're coming in, from
Yeah.
sea level or
Yeah, this is 10,500. This is high altitude.
Yeah.
So you're gonna feel it, no doubt.
You should be safe. I mean, it just
Drink a lot of water,
Right,
hydrate a lot, get used to the altitude.
make sure you're eating healthy when you're in town.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, here comes the sun. I'm not sure what the weather wants to do.
So it's gonna be warm, I think.
It's gonna be warm, but it's gonna be windy.
Right now, it feels good.
All right, segment 11. Here we go. Last segment of this series. And then after 11, we're probably going to be looking at a couple of different options here.
So we went through 10.
Yeah, we've gone through 9, 10, and now...
But on 10 is, where's Elbert? Mount Elbert.
Yeah, Elbert and Massillville are all in these
10.
same areas.
Right, so you could do those. I'm trying to think it was 10. Was
so
it
you
11?
got your 14ers all, within striking distance. I mean, from Leadville, it doesn't matter which one of these segments you're doing. You can just go to do a 14er
So
if
once
you
you
want.
get to the end of 10,
Yeah.
or I guess the beginning of 11. So if you want to leave at that point,
Yeah.
what is?
It's all reversible.
The thing with what I found, if I remember this correctly, the end of 10, beginning of 11, it's a pretty busy. That's a very
The
very
trailhead's very busy.
So
if you needed to get back to Leadville, or if you could just get yourself to Twin Lakes.
There's a campground there, right? There's a campground.
Yeah, there's a campground.
But it's because people come in to day hike Elbert and Massive.
And these people are hitting these trails pretty early in the morning because they want to get on the peak and back down before the storms.
And I remember there were cars. I mean, it's, so if you need to do that,
it's funny because you always talk about when you're on trail through hiking, you can always tell the day hikers because they smell clean.
Yeah.
It really was. And I think that was the first time we really noticed it.
Yeah.
Wow, we're gonna have to get through this because everybody's mowing their lawn all of a sudden.
The people were.
It's Saturday. Everybody's
Yes, you can smell the
you're at the trailheads. There's so many people. So if you're around those trailheads around noon, you're probably easy to get a ride because everybody's off the peak and they're going back to town.
Right.
So that's definitely an option if you're trying to get off trail and get back to the airport or just get into town and rest. So yeah, good thinking there. Okay, last one. We got neighbors mowing their lawns, so hopefully that's not too much of a distraction. So again, this is just like 10 and 11, or this is
all
11.
of them.
It's like all of them.
So segment 11.
You're going to DIA. You're taking the A line to downtown Union Station. From Union Station, you're looking for the Mustang, and you're going to take that to Frisco. And from Frisco, you're looking for, what is it, the Lake County commuter. It's going to take you to Leadville. And from Leadville, you're going to need a shuttler, or you could hitch, you could get an Uber. I'd stick with the shuttler. You know, I think even hitching at this point would probably be easy. Uber, I don't know. We've never
Right.
used Uber, Lyft, or any of those services,
Right.
so I'm assuming maybe.
I don't know.
But I have no experience, so we really couldn't recommend that as a great option, but it probably is an option. But yeah, all these are super easy to do, and like we said before, if you need to get off trail, the trailheads are busy. A lot of people. There's
lot.
campgrounds in the area, a lot of people hiking the trails, day hiking, peak bagging,
Yes.
you know, so it's so super easy to do. So that's 6 through 11. Great, easy options to and from the airport. On the next leg of this, we're going to be probably splitting it up now, because here we are at the Collegiate Loop. You know, you're going into Twin Lakes and you have to make a decision. Am I going to do East Collegiates or West Collegiates?
Yeah.
We did the East Collegiates, so we know that a lot better than the West. Although we're planning to do the West, so
Yeah.
our knowledge base is from planning it, not actually hiking it. Maybe Snackbox would like to weigh in on the West side and help us out with some of his options, because I know he loves the West and has
That's
talked us
mostly.
into definitely getting off our lazy butts and doing the West. So
Well, we always said we would. We just,
Snackbox, we're going to need some information.
yeah.
Maybe you could tell us how to get on and off the West Collegiates the best way, and we'll include that information here when we do the East and West. We're going to split them. But alright, yeah, that'll be the next installment. Probably do the East first and then the West, but don't be surprised if we go the other route. You never know what we're going to do.
It's true.
But, you know, get out there, get moving, stay healthy, and never stop.